On the record, in the matter of Tnk Properties versus Tammy Davis, 24-08099.
Davis. Is there one of the conference rooms? They were here. They're in one of the conference rooms.
Here's for the record.
Katie Johnson on behalf of the plaintiff P76708.
What's your name?
Tim Davis.
Okay, today was the date that was set for a hearing, and how are we resolving this matter?
Your Honor, we've worked out a consent order for conditional dismissal that the parties have signed. I have a copy here if the court would like to review it.
We put the terms on the record, please. Terms on the record.
Your Honor, the agreement is that the defendant shall pay to plaintiff a total of rent due of $6,250. This is the amount due through the period ending 1/31 of 2025. We're not adding court costs or other money due for late fees. The conditions of payment are $3,000 due by January 24th, $3,250 due by February 10th. Or confirmation from assistance agencies that assistance is approved and will be paid within 30 days for the full amount. And then we have checkbox 4B checked on the conditional dismissal that we can request a default judgment and immediate order of eviction without further notice. And we also have checkbox 7 checked that partial payment will not prevent the issuance of an order of eviction.
How you want to proceed, ma'am? Understand that you have the right to be represented by an attorney in this matter?
I tried, but I didn't have it.
Okay, so you understand that you have the right to be represented by an attorney? You want to give that right up? You also have the right to proceed to a trial on this matter. You could have demanded a jury trial, or you could proceed to hearing today. You understand that? You want to give up your right to a trial and or a hearing?
Yes.
Okay, anyone threatening you to do that?
No.
Any promises extended to you if you give up these rights?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so the matter will be dismissed today upon the condition that you pay the past due rent, $6,250. They're waiving any court costs or other money due, and you'll that's for rent due through the period of the 31st of this month. You'll pay $3,000 no later than the 24th of this month, $3,250 by February 10th, or provide confirmation of assistance from agencies that assistance will be approved and paid within 30 days for the full amount. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Partial performance will not satisfy this agreement. So it means you have to comply completely with what you said you were going to do in this. Otherwise, the party has the right to enter a judgment against you for failure to comply and have you removed from the property without any notice of a future court date. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll get you a copy of the paperwork in just a minute. You have 3 business days from today's date. If once you leave here, you realize you misunderstood the rights that you've given up, you can return to the court you go to the clerk's office on the 5th floor, request to have that set aside, and we'll set it for a hearing, okay? You have any questions for the court? Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor.
You're all set. Thank you.
Thank you.
Matter of Riverview Estates versus Deanne Adams, 24-08229. Appearance, please.
Afternoon, Your Honor. Court 884485. Appearing on behalf of plaintiffs. Stating it perfectly legal today, I have with me a property manager at Riverview Estates. And Miss Adams is standing to my right.
Okay, today was the date that was set for a hearing. And my understanding is that there's a consent judgment.
Yes, Your Honor. Parties filled out consent judgment for your review. The only thing is I don't have the Adams signature. So if you want to take a look at it before she signs.
No, you'll put your terms on the record first.
Yes. Excuse me. Your Honor, the parties agree that the total rental amount owing is $2,955. $336 in late fees, $170.04 in court costs, for a total balance of $3,461.04. Parties have agreed that Ms. Adams has until February 15th, 2025 to pay that amount. If she fails to pay that amount, then an order of eviction may issue. Parties are not seeking a money judgment at this time. Ms. Adams has not been, I've not explained all of the, I have not explained MCR 4.201J to her. Figured the court would like to do that. And those are the essential terms.
Is that accurate, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, you can sign that paperwork.
Approach the bench, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So ma'am, you want to give up your right to be represented by an attorney today?
Yes.
You also want to give up your right to proceed to trial in this matter, which means you would give up your right to make any claims or defenses as to why you failed to pay your past due rent. You understand that? Okay, so judgment will enter by consent, where you agree the past due rent to retain is $2,955. Other money due is $336, which is for what?
That's for late fee charges.
Okay,
Sewage as well. Oh, it's just late fees.
for late fees. Are you sick, sir?
I'm a little bit, yes, I'm sorry. But not, I don't think I'm contagious.
You don't think you're contagious?
I don't think I'm contagious.
That's unfortunate that we would put other people at risk. We don't know what anyone else in here could potentially be fighting. And if you're not sure that you're healthy, then you shouldn't come into the, okay?
In the future, ask
Thank
if I can do a bite sale.
Thank you. Okay, cost of $170.04 for a total amount due $3,461. That's to be paid in full, or you'll vacate the property no later than February 15th, 2025. Is that accurate, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, and it looks like it says money judgment is going to enter.
No money judgment.
Okay. have 3 business days from today's date, and if once you leave, if you realize you misunderstood the rights that you just waived, you can return to the court, request to have this agreement set aside, and we'll set it for hearing, okay?
Okay.
We'll get you a copy of the paperwork in just a moment.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. On the record in the matter of Dean Love versus Sheila Finley and Dave Kittle, 24-06795. Something else for the record. Your name?
My name is Sheila Finley.
Your name?
Dean Love.
Okay. It's Dave Kittle.
Dave is my fiance. He doesn't live in the property with me. He has got multiple health conditions. And I spoke to Dean about releasing him because the obligation is kind of mine.
Okay, how do you want to proceed?
We came to an agreement.
What is the agreement?
She agrees to pay $6,000 by February 1st, and I agree to waive.
Where's the paper? Conditional dismissal?
Yeah.
Okay. She agrees to pay what?
$6,000
$6,000 by when?
February 1st.
Total past due. Is that the you're agreeing to?
8,400. I've agreed to waive the other 2,400.
6,000 by February 1st, and you'll waive the 2456.
Yes.
That's what you agreed to?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to be represented by an attorney, Yolanda? You understand you have the right to be represented by an attorney?
Yes, I-
You want to give up that right?
yes, I do.
You have the right also to proceed to a trial on this matter. You could have demanded a jury trial. You understood that right as well?
Yes, I did.
You wish to waive your right to a trial or hearing on this matter?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, partial performance will not satisfy this, so that means you gotta pay the full amount that you're agreeing to pay, which is $6,000, and that you'll pay it on or before February 1st. And then he will waive the balance and you can stay in the property. Otherwise, if you don't pay the full amount, according to your agreement, then the plaintiff has the right to request judgment and it's enter against you and remove you from the property. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
This is for rent due through the period of the end of this month.
Yes.
You have 3 business days from today's date. If once you leave here, or you realize you misunderstood the rights that you've waived, you can return to the court. You'll go to the civil department and request to have that set aside, okay? And as to Mr. Kittle, you're dismissing that to him?
I'm not.
You want a default judgment?
This is, yeah, that includes him. So
It can't include him. It's either dismissal or default. He's not here.
default.
Okay, we'll get some default paperwork in just a
What
moment.
does that mean to her?
That means that he's automatically got a default judgment against him for failure to appear.
Or what, I mean, what is a default? What does?
That means that he can use that default to remove him from the property. You can have a seat. We'll get that default paperwork. I don't know if it's saving my notes or not, because they are not coming up at all. Tell me there are no notes in this document. I put some notes in here.
No, Demetrius Bryant, Anastasia Rubin.
Mr. Jewett, ready on Ruben?
On,
I have two o'clock files. Are we ready?
I am ready on Gomez with Mr. Tyra, who's right outside. I believe that's one of them. And then I think the other one's just gonna be a default, it seems like.
Anastasia Rubin or Demetrius Bryant present? Okay, can we check the hallway, see if they're here?
If it pleases the court, I just called the hallway like a second ago.
And then call Mr. Tyra in, please.
Sure, I can do both.
Thank you.
Bryant's? Anastasia Rubin? No? No
Okay.
Bryant or Rubin. no.
You can default them,
Thank you, Aaron. It'll be just a minute, so I can follow the paperwork.
no problem. Okay, on the record in the matter of Calderon LCC, sorry, LLC versus London Gomez, 24-08102, appearance please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon. Sam Dewa here on behalf of the plaintiff.
Elijah Tyra, PA 6242, on behalf of the defendant.
Okay, and Ms. Gomez is here for a hearing for non-payment of rent. How are the parties proceeding on this?
We would like to enter this conditional dismissal.
Terms on the record, please.
The terms are that plaintiff and defendant agree that defendant shall pay $23.30 in rent plus $143 in court costs, equaling $2,473 on or before the 31st of January and vacate by the 28th of February. All other written late fees are waived by the plaintiff.
It's accurate, counsel.
It is, Your Honor. May I approach?
Yes.
Thank you.
I did.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so Ms. Gomez, you want to waive your right to trial today?
Yes.
Anyone threatening you to do that?
No.
No additional dismissal, you're agreeing to, will enter today, and you agree that the defendant will pay $2,330 for rent plus $143 court costs for a total of $2,473 on or before the 31st of the month, and vacate the property by 28th of February 2025. All other rent and late fees are waived. I think that's accurate.
Yeah.
That was the top portion. Not filled out.
Because, Your Honor, there was quite a bit more that was owed through that time period, and there was some money in escrow and all that. So what was written in, I think it's section 3, is the final agreed upon amounts that were paid. It's not necessarily what was actually due, which is why.
I still need the first, the second, the part 3 says further conditions, but we need they're gonna send this paperwork back to me. For being
no problem.
incomplete. So I need that completed.
Okay,
And then obviously we know to follow the bottom.
understood. Yeah, no problem. I get it. He's got it.
No problem. Okay, thank you. Okay, so total rent that was due $6,040. Plus court cost $143, total amount of past due rent, $6,183, and that's for rent that's due through the period of the end of this month. However, again, the defendant and plaintiff agree that the defendant shall pay $2,330 in rent plus $143 court costs for a total of $2,473 on or before the 31st, and then you'll vacate by February 28th. All other rent and late fees will be waived at that time. That's your understanding? Yes. Okay. We've gone over your rights. You have 3 business days from today. If once you leave here, you realize you misunderstood the rights that you're giving up, which is your right to proceed to trial. You can return to the court and request to have this agreement set aside and explain how you misunderstood your rights. Lastly, partial performance will not satisfy that agreement. So you have to do exactly what you said you were gonna do, which is pay that amount and then additionally vacate. You understand that? Vacate means you're turning over the property key and you're taking all of your things by that date. And in your best interest to schedule a walkthrough before you leave. You understand that? We'll get you a copy of your paperwork in just a moment. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing further, thank you.
You're all set.
Would you like that default?
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have the default for.
Yes.
Date for what? The right date?
On 27, put 25.
Right date can't be on the weekend or holiday. And then also, when you do that, you also put a date there. This is the appeal date, because it's always the same date. Okay, and we can get him a copy of that and he's all set. Okay, Mr. Clue, you ready on anything?
With our new judge and Judge Ward, so I'm kind of about that court that I got. And I'm also covering FR Lansing for balance.
I have you on here. I just didn't know if you were ready on anything. Are you only? Like they have you covering for Tolzman as well?
Oh, she's well, so yeah, I'm going.
Okay, someone crossed some email. Okay. That's what I thought. Okay, so you have 2 at 2:30 and then 1 at 2:45. But you're not prepared on any of them yet?
Have the 2:30, has anybody checked into it?
I'm not sure. Tanisha Atkins? There's Tanisha Atkins. Kiera Shepherd or Chad Hire present?
Shephard.
Okay, who's Chad Hire?
He doesn't live at that address anymore,
When did he move out?
but over a year and a half ago.
Did he notify the property manager?
Yeah, they know, they spoke to them.
Okay, so you have those 2 so far.
Uh,
The record in the matter of Bobby Dodd versus Robert Hicks, 24-08072. Now you can come up to the tables, please. Okay, you're Mr. Bobby Dodd.
Stand up.
Yes.
And your name?
Robert.
Okay, and this is for an eviction for termination of tenancy, correct?
No.
Is that a yes? Yes? Okay, so you are evicting Mr. Hicks, and you are not able to come to a resolution about termination of tenancy. You believe you live in the property?
First, yes, I do right now.
Okay, how long have you been living in the property?
Taking care of my mom, and it's been over 10 years.
Okay,
The actual
You-
property
you
with my
own-
mom.
you own the property? Yes. Let's see. How do you own the property, sir?
How do I own the property?
You heard it very clearly. How do you own the property?
Because I signed for it,
You signed for what?
the property. I got the bank on it.
You took a loan out and purchased the property from the bank. That's
Yep.
how you own it. Okay. So you purchased the property. Or what's your relation to him?
My brother.
You all are siblings.
Yes.
Okay. You have proof of ownership of the property. This is about the property at 2320 Poly Ave.
Oh, is that the wrong one? Yeah. Let me look at that again.
You gave me two documents here. This document here is a title, something from the title office. It's from 1994. It's definitely not relevant to this address.
Okay, just a minute.
And then you've given me an Eaton County Register of Deeds payment receipt that you paid for copies of something in 2019.
This is it.
It's for 2320 Poly Ave.
No, this one right here is for, that's what I went in and signed.
Okay, so you purchased this property.
I purchased
What-
the
what year-
property.
What year did you purchase 2320? What year?
94.
By yourself or with someone else?
Well, this one right here was with my
No, no, no. I don't want to hear about this one right here.
Okay,
This is, the only one I hear about is 2320. Who did you buy the property with? By yourself or with someone else?
2320, that's my address.
Okay, what is the
Four-
address that you're
43.
evicting from? Okay, 4316.
Right,
You purchased that on your own?
Yep.
When?
94.
Purchase it from the bank?
Yep. Yes.
Why is it that your sibling believes that that's not the truth?
This will.
I didn't ask you, I'm asking him. I'll give you a chance.
Okay. Why they don't believe it?
Yeah, why
I
did
don't
they
know
not
why
know
they
that
won't,
you
because
purchased the property?
She couldn't go to any
Who's she?
my mother. Carrie Hicks couldn't go to no one else in the family that would help her out to get this house.
Okay, so this was a house for your mom.
Yeah,
So the house was
purchased it.
purchased for your mom?
I purchased it from my sister at the time, because my mom was taking care of my sister. So she wanted the house after my sister passed away. And that's where this deed here come in at,
Okay, can you pass me that?
where we,
So you purchased the house from your sister
yeah.
for your mom?
Yeah, from Dolores White.
For your mom?
Yep,
Did your mom give you money for that?
nope,
Is that a yes or no? Don't speak out unless you want to get kicked out.
no, she didn't give no money. I had to pay all the closing and everything for it.
For $1?
That's your. Oh,
I just gave a rule. You speak out, you get kicked out. I don't think that's what you want right now. Says the estate of Dolores Woodward, is that your sister?
Yes.
Formerly Dolores White,
Yep,
and it says conveyed to Bob Dodd, that's you, sir? Is that you?
that's me.
Okay, and you purchased it for $1?
No, that's. You're reading the wrong one.
I'm reading what you gave me, which is the warranty deed. For the sum of $1 is what it says, 28th of February, 1994. If you got something else that says something different, I'm happy to see it.
They all say $1. But that's not the way it went down.
Tell me how it went down.
It went down because I went to the bank and got a loan for it. I got all of bank one, I got what the original price started out and what it was gonna be after.
How much did you pay for the property, sir?
At that time, 32,000.
So you purchased the property for $32,000 and you had a loan from the bank?
Yeah,
You have proof of that? Okay, and so your mother was living in the property
right.
and then what happened? She's no longer living in the property? She's deceased?
With us. She
Okay,
passed away in October.
of this year? And your brother, this is your brother?
Yes,
He was living there with the mother?
yes,
Your mother is this property in probate at all? It's not a part of a probate action. Was there a will that contained this property for some reason?
not as I know of.
Okay, you can have a seat. Tell me why you believe that he doesn't own the property.
My mom specifically stated she didn't want him to have nothing to do.
I didn't ask you that. Tell me why you believe he doesn't own the property.
Because he ain't paid nothing on that house, period.
Who paid for it?
He found out how the last payment was due. He ran and paid it. My mom paid for the house.
You have proof.
Yes,
Where's the proof that your mom paid? You have witnesses, is that what you're saying? 'Cause
exactly.
You're pointing. This is,
My
let
brothers-
me be clear here. This is a court of law. This is not the streets.
I'm really.
So you conduct yourself as such. We don't blurt out. We don't point around at people like they can just start blurting out in the middle of court. This is contrary to what you see on TV. This is not Judge Judy. So you're gonna conduct yourself with decorum. I'll give you a time to speak. When it's not time to speak, you don't speak. And if you have a witness, you let me know that you have a witness.
I do have a witness.
Okay, what's your witness's name?
Bruce Hicks,
Okay, you wanna call
Donna
Bruce
Hicks.
Hicks?
Donna Ray.
Which
and
one do you
Beverly
want,
Hicks.
which one do you wanna call first?
Bruce is the one I have all of the paperwork with.
Okay, so you wanna call Bruce Hicks?
I do.
You can have a seat. Bruce Hicks can take the stand. No, so you're the defendant, so you stay there. Bruce Hicks is coming up to right here. You can have a seat. I want you to stop right there, and then you're gonna raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
I do.
You can have a seat, sir. I need you to state your first and your last name and then spell both.
Bruce, Bruce Hicks, BRUCEHICKS.
Okay, and Mr. Hicks, what's your relation to the defendant?
He's my brother.
Okay, which means the plaintiff is also your brother?
Yeah,
Okay, and so this property located at 4316, you're familiar with?
yes, I am.
How are you familiar with that property?
Well, I lived there for a whole year after I got out of that.
Okay, so that's a property your mom resided in?
Yeah.
How long did your mom reside there?
Since 94.
And it was owned by someone else in your family prior to that?
Yes, my sister. Lois.
Are you familiar with who the owner of the property is?
Yes, my mother was the owner.
How do you know?
Because she bought the property. She took the loan. She had him, my brother Bobby, as a co-signer on the loan for the house. He didn't take a loan out himself. She got the loan through
Okay,
him.
so your understanding is that your mother took out a loan and that your brother, Mr. Dodd, was the co-signer for the loan.
Plus his wife, he had his wife on there too.
Okay. Okay, and so what makes you believe that he now is not the lawful owner of the property?
Because my mother was asking him, my brother, to give her the paperwork that after she paid that off, after she got close to paying it off, she was asking him to show her the paperwork.
What paperwork?
Would you tell her what paperwork?
No, that's not how this works.
I don't.
You're the witness. What paperwork?
I have to kind of like, I don't know, kind of flash with this because of the fact that, like I said, I was in prison.
So you weren't present for this conversation?
Well, I was present. My mother told me, I can only give you hearsay because I didn't record it, but I can tell you that my mother told me.
You heard your mother say this?
Yes, I was there. Like I said, I lived with her for a year after I got out of prison.
Okay.
And we used to have talks. And Bobby, my brother, he held back paperwork from her, letting her know, because she was saying that he was trying to take her house.
Okay, so let me stop you. Your mother had a mortgage, is what you're saying, on this property?
Yes.
In her name?
Yes.
She paid the mortgage every month?
Yes.
And when the property was paid off, the mortgage company would have sent her paperwork
Yeah.
because she was the mortgagee on it, correct?
Right, yeah.
Well, where's the paperwork that says that she paid off the mortgage?
Man, I guess he has it or something, or some way,
No, the
somehow.
paperwork would have went to her if she paid it off.
I mean, but he was the co-signer of it, and I don't know where all the paperwork is. It's a lot of paperwork missing, but Your Honor, I could tell you that my mother, in her last days, she said that Bobby didn't give her the paper, and I asked him for the paperwork that she was asking for.
You don't know what the name of the paperwork is?
I don't know exactly what she was talking about. All I know is she said that he was holding back some paperwork and she was asking him for it and he didn't give it to her. So, and then the dollar that you were talking about was a property that she sold him for $1. And that's why she excluded him out of the will.
That property says it's 4316 Dumfries Circle.
No,
That's what this is, a legal document here.
it was on Charles Street. The
No,
property that
I don't want to hear anything about Charles Street unless you got paperwork to show me that that's what it was
Well,
for.
he got it.
No,
He got to have it.
I'm not asking you what he has. I'm asking you what you have as
I don't have that
as a
paperwork.
witness. So
I'm sorry.
what evidentiary value does he have for you, sir?
All of the information that he has concerning the house at 4316 Dumfries Circle, I put it together myself because it was all the payments.
Is that what this stuff is?
That's what that is.
Okay, you put this packet of stuff together?
I did. I gave it
You
out
pass
to
him this
him.
packet of stuff? That's your evidence, not his. You need to, if it's different, if you need him to
I know.
help you
I was just-
testify as to what it is, but you need to admit this evidence and tell us what it is
Judge, can I say something?
in just a moment. Do you have any
Okay.
paperwork in this packet that shows your mom took the mortgage out?
I know how the paperwork is reading. The way the whole thing was designed was my mom. Like I said, I stayed with her for 10 years, taking care of her. So by me being there, I was the one that she relayed all of her business information to.
Did you hear my question?
Yes,
What was it?
about the documents to
Do
show.
you have any paperwork that has your mom listed as the person who took the mortgage out?
This is the one right here. The Midland Mortgage. This is the Midland Mortgage. You wrote all the checks for Midland Mortgage. All of the taxes from Midland Mortgage.
Let me see this, the two he just gave you first. This is a tax statement.
That's all from Midland Mortgage. This is all my mom's information.
What's your mom's name?
Carrie Hicks.
It says payer borrower is Bobby Dodd.
He did go and sign for the
The house is in his name. He took the mortgage out. It does not have her name on this paperwork.
you did that for real?
Okay, I can explain to you what that deed is saying. Says she was a survivor. I was a co-signer, and she was a survivor until whatever comes first. If she passed away, it goes over to me. If I passed away, it goes back over to her. But she did not do no co-signing at all. She was
This
just.
is not, I don't need you to explain a warranty deed to me.
Oh, okay.
You could have done that to him on your personal time over Thanksgiving dinner, birthday parties,
I
whatever.
tried to, but they wouldn't listen.
But I am clear as to what a warranty deed is. This warranty deed says that Bobby Dodd was the personal representative for your sister. Were you aware of that?
Yes, I
Okay.
remember that too.
And it says that it conveyed the property to Bobby Dodd.
Your Honor,
And this mortgage is what he refinanced. So this is not refinancing paperwork. I don't see anybody's name on here but Bobby Dodd's. And you can't refinance on something unless your name is on the deed. So that's why I'm asking you to show me something that has your mother's name on it, to show me that she was,
Paperwork in there with samples.
that she purchased the property. You can step off the stand because I don't think he has any questions for you.
Yeah, I'm looking for the one that got both their names on it. It's the one for my sister. One of the papers for her for 4316 Dunkley Circle.
Her name is on there?
It is. Just the top one has her name on it.
This is a 1099-R, sir.
This is also Bobby Dodd and Carrie Hicks.
So this is a 1099-R. This is not anything connected to this. Turn your phone off, please. This is a piece of paper from July 6, 1994, from the Dunnings Law Firm, saying that they enclosed the final account of fiduciary closing statement and proof of mailing, that it went to Bobby Dodd and other people. This is not anything that shows me that she owned this property. Nothing you've given me yet has shown me that she owns the property.
This one. This petition that we just filed for her.
You filed a petition for what, sir?
The same thing,
What do you mean?
because
Is there anything from your mother's estate in probate right now?
that's why we filed it, because it was supposed to have been went through probate, because there was more property than just this house that we're dealing with.
Do you have a probate matter right now?
That's the one we just filed, and he got a copy of it too. He was served with it.
Where's that paperwork?
That one is right here.
Sir. Do you want to sit outside? That's the last time I met you, and why is your hat on in my courtroom?
Maybe this will help out a lot. This is a will about 4316 Dunkley Circle.
I'm not interested in the will. I'm interested in paperwork that shows me what she owns. I can write a will right here and tell you that I'm gonna will you this building across the street. Doesn't mean I own it.
Yeah, right. I understand that. And all of this paper is about her other house.
That's about another house.
Yeah.
I don't want
I
anything
know,
about
I
the
mean,
other
that's why I
house.
didn't hand it up.
Yeah, only
Only
one.
thing that I have is papers from Midland Mortgage where she's made all of the payments.
But the mortgage was not in her name. Correct? Carrie Hicks? Who's Carrie Hicks?
That's my mother.
Okay. Gives power of attorney. This is a durable power of attorney that you're providing me? I don't understand how this has anything to do with the ownership of the property though. This was from 2018.
Yeah, she did all that.
So your mom needed a power of attorney after 2018?
Yes,
Okay. And when was that will executed?
it was executed during the time she had a power of attorney.
It doesn't tell you the year she signed the will?
5th day of April, 2018.
Can you take that off the mic, please? There's a microphone right there and it's causing feedback for the court reporter.
It was signed in 2018.
After she got a power of attorney?
Yes.
I'm still waiting for something that shows me ownership.
It wouldn't, other than what I've dug up, no proof of ownership other than her making the payments on the house.
Okay, so what you're saying is that you have evidence where there was a mortgage and she was making the payments on the mortgage?
Yes,
Okay,
because he had co-signed for her. First,
well, you didn't show me that, any proof where he co-signed.
that's what I'm saying. All the time my mom questioned him about her paperwork concerning 4316 Dunkley Circle. It was never produced to her. No matter how many times, it got to the point that when he came to the house
Yes,
and she asked him for her paperwork, she would tell me, even before he got in the house, he said, watch and see what I'm telling you. She would ask for the paperwork. He wouldn't go, and he knew he was coming to the house. And he knew that if she seen what he had did.
well, you can't tell me about what someone knows, that's speculation.
No, I'm just
No,
saying.
you don't talk over me, you don't
Conversation.
talk over me. You can't tell me what someone else is saying or what someone else knows. You said, because your statement was he knew that. That's against the court rules. That's why I'm stopping you. Because it calls for speculation. You can't tell me what he knew. You can tell me what he said if you were there and you heard it, but you can't tell me what went on in his mind.
Okay. So the conversation would be between the three of us, my mom, Bobby, and myself.
Okay,
Before or when she knew he was gonna be there, she would always tell me, watch and see what I'm telling you.
your mom would say that?
Yes.
Okay,
She would say it to me every time he came there.
okay,
And the first thing would come out of her mouth is, where's the deed? Where's my paperwork? Let me see it.
she would ask for a paper.
She would ask for
deed,
it every single time.
and she would not get it, is what you're saying?
No, he wouldn't produce it because he knew.
What would,
Well,
you
I'm
can't tell me what he
sorry.
knew.
I
What
didn't
would
mean- let me
what was
rephrase
his
that.
response when she asked?
He didn't give no response.
He would just not respond at all?
No, he
Okay.
would sit in the
And so
chair
how many years did this go on for?
ever since she got the house, pretty much.
Okay, and you live with her? She had a
Yes.
power of attorney and nobody went to the court to secure the issue?
It wasn't me who would have power of attorney. It was my sister.
Yeah, but you live with her, correct?
Exactly.
Okay, so nobody ever went to the court if they believed that the property should have been in her name or she should have some paperwork, is what you're saying?
Other than what they did
Nobody ever went to the
with
court
the
to get,
will. other than what they did with the will. That's all they did.
The will is not a court
I
document.
know. This was on my sisters when they did this. They didn't include myself because my other brother was in prison. So I'm the one out besides him.
Okay, so, your sister was the power of attorney, she's in the
All
courtroom?
three of sisters. Both, I got two sisters here.
And they were listed on that power of attorney
Yes,
that you
they
gave
are.
me? Alice Glover?
Alice Glover is not here. Donna and Beverly is. It was the three of them.
Who's Alice Glover? Where is Alice Glover?
Alice is my other sister that she didn't come.
Alice Glover is the attorney in fact. The other two are successors,
Yes, and they're here. Donna and Beverly is
but they
here.
weren't the
Yeah,
power of attorney. They were to take her stead if she was unable to perform those
right.
duties.
I understand that too.
Okay, so no paperwork. You wanted to share something.
Yeah, okay. Understood. This is what, this is what really went down. My mom was not on the bank statements for the loan, but I gave her all rights as like ownership to pay the mortgage and keep up the house. Because I told her, I said, I don't need another house. I said, so you're not doing me any favors. I said, having two houses is too much. So I said, I'm handing it over to you. I said, you act just like if you was the owner. I said, you take care of this part over here. And I said, things will go smoothly. I said, but other than that, I said, you don't have much right. I said, I can treat you like a tenant.
Did you charge your rent?
No, I didn't charge her rent.
What is the payments that she was
The
making?
payment that she was making was the mortgage payment.
Why was
and
she
I gave
making the
her the
payments if it was your home?
I gave her the rights to make the mortgage payment
Why is she making the mortgage payments if it's your home?
because she wanted to feel like she was part owner. So
She wanted to just feel like she was part owner by making the mortgage
Right,
payments,
right.
and then when all her money went into this property, you would be the sole owner?
Well, because
Is that a yes or no? Yeah, is that a yes or no?
Yeah, that's.
Because I want to get that on the record, because they're gonna go to the circuit court. They're gonna get this copy of this record, so that circuit court can flush this out. Because if you defrauded your mom, they're gonna find out.
No, I did not defraud her.
Well, I want to know why. They're gonna need to find out why it was, because I don't even know who originally owned this property. Your sister, did it will from your sister to your mom? How in the world did the property get to you? But your mom is paying a mortgage on it, and I only see where you refinanced around the same time frame. And why was refinancing necessary?
I was the power attorney, and I went to the lawyer and got the deed of the house, because Hood had the house. They was gonna lose the house. So my mom asked me to step up and help her out. And so I said, I don't want to. I said, I'll do my best. So I said, okay, come on. I said, because we tried one bank.
I understand that, sir.
And HUD would not release the house.
You use your name, your credit worthiness,
And
correct?
HUD would not release the house.
But your mother made all the payments, correct?
Yes, you did.
So now I understand why I have your entire family in here, not on the side that you're on, because the money coming from your mother, which would have been their inheritance, went into this house, and then you're the only beneficiary of it. And you thought that that was fair when you did it.
Well, yeah, because I could have charged her rent.
You could have.
That was just like rent to her because it was so cheap. See,
but I asked you, did you charge your rent? You told me no.
No, I didn't charge her rent.
You said that she paid the mortgage because she wanted to feel like she was the owner. So what you're telling, what I would interpret that is she believed she was the owner of the property. Let me see the will. You all just filed for a probate court
Yes.
matter.
Yes,
When do you have a court date?
no, we don't.
Okay, I see your mom's signature on here. I don't know who's these other signatures by.
Alex, Donna, Beverly.
Okay. Everyone in the courtroom that's related to you know when your next court date is on the probate matter?
No, we don't.
Yes, and then that can go back to him. What was your mother's name?
Carrie Hicks.
No, she is the owner of the property. Says here, owner, Bobby Dodd, Carrie Hicks. You're not the sole owner of the property.
I co-signed, I put her name on the deed.
You're not the sole owner of the property. That's what it says here on the public record. So this sounds like it's a probate matter. I'm gonna adjourn this so that you can get a court date, the probate or allow them to. Will you just file that paperwork?
Yes,
When was that? Anybody know? This is your one opportunity to blurt out in my courtroom. Raise your
my
hand if
brother,
you know.
me and my brother been working together. He was the one that-
You filed something in probate court, sir? Can you speak up?
Yeah.
Okay, when did you file it? In December? Like during the holidays, December?
Yeah.
Okay, I asked that because I'm trying to figure out how quickly they might move the paperwork. Okay, so not that long ago.
But I called yesterday, matter of fact. We got a date for a minute.
Got it. It could take some time. And I think that the probate judge or court was a little backed up, but let's see here. I'm gonna set this out, reset this 60 days. Because I need to know what's going on with the probate court. The probate court may have a date before then. And I need to know if this property is part of a probate process. And then they may or may not issue a stay of this case. This is only as to possession, not ownership. We don't deal with ownership here. We only deal with possession. March
That's
26th.
my understanding.
March 26th
At 1:30.
at 1:30. Now, you're still living in the property?
I am.
Are you paying any monies?
No, just the bills.
What's the bills?
Light bill, gas bill, water bill.
Taxes or insurance.
Taxes haven't come out yet.
Yes, they have.
Okay, well, taxes and insurance, you're paying for that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. You can, if you would like, you can go down to the 5th floor when you're done, and if it's up to you, you can file and request a escrow order to issue. And then the court will review that at another time. But I don't know what the bills are that he's paying. You all can figure that out on your own. You can file an escrow order that will require him to put, because he's residing, and put some money into the court monthly in good faith. Or you can decide you'd rather him just pay these bills that he's paying so that you don't have to pay them. It's up to you. But we'll see you back here March 26th at 1:30. hopefully with an update, not hopefully, you're gonna come back with some update
Yes,
From
I'm
the-
gonna be on it.
from the
because-
probate court, whether it be that they have a court date or not. I just need an update. If they have a court date, then I know how to proceed. But you
Okay.
gotta, it's your responsibility to bring me an update. And I'm sure that
I
you'll
will do
bring
that.
a cohort of people as you did this time.
Okay.
It's unfortunate that this is what happens to families when someone passes away. This is not good.
It's not. I don't,
I get it, but you're all set for today.
thank you.
I saw you looked like you really wanted to get involved in it, Mr. Wisconsin. No,
It was interesting.
it looked like you
I
wanted.
do have a consent judgment.
Oh, okay, that's what you were looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do your consent judgment.
Come on up, Mr. Alva.
You have Mr. Who? Al-Alaf.
Lansing Tower versus Al-Alaf.
That's file number 24-06831, appearance for the record.
Robert Visconti, P 617562.
Nice jacket.
Appreciate it.
And you are Mr. Al-Alaf?
Yeah.
Today was the date set for hearing. This is for non-payment of rent. You have a resolution.
We do, Your Honor. We have a proposed consent judgment.
Can you put the terms on the record?
The judgment reflects rent retained through the month of January in a total amount of $2,828. Court cost of $175.54 for a total redemption amount of $3,003.54. Judgment for possession only with issue after January 27th, if not paid in full. I have an order prepared that's been signed by both parties, and Mr. Alta has advised of his rights.
Thank you. That's how you want to proceed, Mr. Alpha.
Yeah,
Okay, so you understood that you had the right to be represented by an attorney?
Yep.
You want to waive that right?
Right.
Okay, you also have the right to proceed to trial. You could have demanded a jury trial in this matter. You understood that as well? You're giving up that right?
Yep.
Is anybody threatening you to give these rights up?
No.
Okay, judgment will enter by consent while you agree to vacate the property or pay the amount in full of $2,828 plus court costs, $175.54 for a total $3,003.54. That's for, or it should be paid, or you must vacate by the 27th of this month. You have 3 business days from today's date. If once you leave here, you realize you misunderstood the rights that you've given up, you can return to the court, request to have that judgment set aside, and then we'll set it for a hearing for you to explain how you misunderstood your rights, okay? Do you have any questions? Any additional matters for the record, Mr. Wisconsin?
nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you, you're all set. You can have a seat back there, we'll get you. Oh, counsel, which matter are you here for?
Hagerman versus Davis.
Okay, Richard Hagerman versus Angela Davis, 24-08017, counsel appearance.
Victoria Osborne for the plaintiff, Richard Hagerman. Present and will be seated to my left.
Okay, that's Mr. Hagerman and this is Ms. Davis. Okay, today was the date set for a hearing. This is for termination of tenancy. Did you resolve the matter?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
This was a holdover. The lease expired approximately 6 months ago, so there's really no negotiating on our end.
Do you believe that you have a lawful reason to hold over the property?
No.
Then you're willing to give her more than 10 days?
I have 1/27/25 on here as the writ date.
How much time do you need to get out of the property, ma'am?
Also, for at least 30 days. Try to find a place and get moved.
You said what?
Also, for at least 30 days to try to find a place and get moved.
Okay, but you were present for your pre-trial?
Yes.
You knew that you were facing an eviction at that time?
Yep.
And what efforts did you make during that time to look for some?
I have talked to legal services. I have talked to another attorney. And I'm trying to get work with DHS to help me with, to get a place. I'm only working part-time right now.
Let's see.
Ms. Davis was also subject to 30-day notice to quit, so roughly 90 days notice.
And the issue is that the lease is,
The lease is expired and she's not paying.
And I offered him money and he turned it down. I got on a text message.
He said, "Hey, bring your dumpster over and don't put my stuff in the trash," when I offered him rent money. When I told him how. his
You
house
offered
is
rent
not
money
registered-
after they filed the eviction?
Yes, and I've offered him money. He said no, and then when I reminded him how the house ain't even registered as a rental car. So it's illegal for him to charge me rent, and he wanted a key to move in my house.
It's not
So then
registered
what?
as a rental property right now?
No, it's not.
Well, those are important things that I asked you, did you have a lawful reason to withhold the rent?
I was.
It's
just
not
asking how
registered
to
as a
go.
rental property?
Your Honor, it's,
I can look it up, so you can tell me yes or no.
yes, sure, I don't, is it not registered?
No,
It's not registered, however, my.
How much time do you need?
Her son is mine.
How much time do you need?
How much that you can give me? How much time you can give me?
You're gonna give her 45 days. People are gonna learn to follow the law when they collecting rent. That's the end of that one. Day is
It's the 15th, here.
the 15th, so we'll give you to the end of February, okay? You need to be out by the 28th of February.
Thank you.
We'll get you a copy of the paperwork in just a moment. Any additional matters for the record?
So you're gonna say you're waiting for the copy?
Yes, you're all set.
Thank you, Your Honor, have a good day.
Same to you. Mr. Klug, you are ready on,
Can you call FR Lansing versus Kira Shepherd?
yep, that's file number 24-07265. Appearance, please.
Attorney, I have Jeff Klug appearing on behalf of plaintiff FR Lansing LLC and behalf of Al-Alaf.
And you are Miss Kira Shepherd? Yes, ma'am. Okay, how are we proceeding on this?
Your Honor, the parties have met. We discussed and signed a consent order for conditional dismissal. Total cost, which includes February rent, is $3,656.98. Defendant has already made a $2,700 payment yesterday by regular check, not money order. So once that clears, the balance is $956.98, which defendant agrees to pay on or before February 3rd, 2025.
Shepherd, that's accurate? Yes, ma'am. Okay, you understand that you had the right to be represented by an attorney in this matter? You want to give up that right? I do. You also had the right to proceed to trial in this matter, and you could have had a jury trial if you demanded one. Did you want to give up your right to have a trial? Yes, ma'am. Anyone threatening you to give these rights up? So conditional dismissal will dismiss the case based on the conditions that you put here. Past due rent, $2,881.49. That's for rent due through a period of February 28th. Court cost $222.49. Other money due 553. That's estimated February charges.
February rent.
And for a total $3,656.98. It says defendant shall pay the amount in 2D for the 3rd of the month of February. Defendant made a payment of $2,700 on the 14th. When or if the amount clears, the balance due from defendant by the 3rd, it's going to be $956.98. I think the concern that I have with this is that it's including rent that's not included yet. Let's see here. Her past due rent was $2,881
Yes, Your Honor.
plus court costs.
For a cost of $222.49.
Okay, so she's already paid $2,700. She really was short another $181 plus court costs in order to been paid in full for the past due amount, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and so let's see, 553 is just the rent for next month. Okay, that's how you want to proceed, ma'am, correct? Okay, so you have 3 business days from today's date. If once you leave here, you realize you misunderstood the right that you waived, you can return to the court. Request to have this set aside, and the court will set it for a hearing for you to explain how it was that you misunderstood your rights. I am taking Mr. Fair off of this because he's not present. And so this is only as to Ms. Shepherd. We'll get you a copy of that. Are you moving to dismiss, Mr. Hare?
Yes.
Okay, we can print a dismissal for him, for you to sign. Thank you. We'll get you a copy in just a moment. Okay, who is here for a Capital Village? Well, I know you are. Is anybody here?
Oh, he's up now.
Who's the attorney for Capital Village? Yolanda, do you know who the attorney is? Yolanda?
I'm sorry.
Who's the attorney for Capital Village? They're supposed to be here at 2:30, it's 4:04. You're gonna send Ms. K home in a moment, because she's been sitting for a while.
Capital Village, I didn't see anybody check in for them. I didn't have anybody check in for them.
Did you call for anybody for Capital Village?
Yes, because that's when I checked her in.
You call again before I release her.
Yes. Anyone here from Capital Village?
No one.
No, no man.
What did I do wrong? I'm sorry? Yes, please. Mr. Parker's in another courtroom. Hope he's not here for that matter.
Mr. Bond.
Yes, sir. You might want to find out. Let's send her home. Mr. Arkiniki, which matter you're here for? Anna Buck?
Yes.
Okay, this is Gilbert Weber versus Anna Marie Buck, 24-06951. Appearance, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Robert Atkins, attorney for Gilbert Weaver.
State your name for the record, please.
Anna Marie Buck.
Okay, today was the date that was set for hearing. This is for non-payment of rent. How are we proceeding on this?
Your Honor, I have a consent judgment. The total amount with rent plus court costs is $4,950. We put a writ date of January 29th, and in the further orders portion, we put that she would pay $1,500 by January 29th, $1,500 by February 7th, $1,500 by February 21st, and then the balance by March 7th. They both signed.
Thank you. Yes. That's how you want to proceed, ma'am? Yes. Okay. I just have to log into office. Let me just a moment. I have here, consent judgment, past due rent plus court costs $4,950. You'll pay that or you'll vacate the property in question no later than the 29th of this month, correct? Correct.
There's pursuant to the other orders at the bottom, but yeah.
Yes. $1,500 to be paid January 29th, $1,500 to be paid on February 7th, $1,500 February 21st, and then the balance by March 7th. Is that
Yeah,
what that's-
change.
okay. Okay. I understand your right to be represented by an attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
You're gonna give that right up.
Yes, ma'am.
You also have the right to proceed to trial on this matter. Present any defenses that you believe you had to the past due amount owed. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You're gonna give up your right to have a trial on this matter?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone threatening you to do that?
No, ma'am.
Any promises being made in exchange for you giving up these rights?
No, ma'am.
You have 3 business days from today's date. If once you leave here, you realize you misunderstood those rights, you can return to the court, request to have this set aside, and you'll explain how you misunderstood your rights, okay?
Okay.
Any questions for the court?
No, ma'am.
We'll get you a copy of the paperwork in just a moment. Any additional matters, counsel?
Hang on, thank you.
think I lost this, I'm sorry.
Mr. Barker is on the tape.
How come you didn't know that?
So I'm sticking his head. Stuck my head in which time?
Yeah. I'm not discounting that. I want to know how come she didn't know that, because I almost sent the defendant home, because I thought the attorney wasn't here.
No, we spoke.
Okay, let's see, I am. Wait. Okay, this is the matter of Capital Village versus K Alexander 24-01-07128. Here, please.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm Ronald Bach here for the plaintiff.
This is Ms. K Alexander. Today was the date that was scheduled for hearing. I can't get into base to access the file. So how are we proceeding?
Well, we did speak. There are some disputes as far as the balance, and there's some other issues, and she's also still waiting on some assistance, so we're going to request another adjournment. Your
What
Honor.
are the issues and disputes?
Well, the balance, mostly the ledger. There are some issues on things on the ledger that Tenant doesn't agree with. Well, as her gas and heat bill has been gone up.
Those are your disputes, ma'am?
Yes,
Okay. Any other disputes?
yes, the amount that I'm supposed to be paying also in rent. I haven't gotten the exact amount of what I'm supposed to be paying. I was told in September it was supposed to be $772 plus $88, which is what I paid, and a couple weeks later I owed $900 and something, and then it went from 9 to 2 to 4, and now it's up to 5. So I don't know.
Okay.
And my sister here going over the tallies of it all, so hopefully we'll get it figured out in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, and you also have money coming from some agencies?
Yes, I had a voucher from social services, but it had to be used by January 8th. But I didn't have the verification from a couple of other agencies with help too. So I'm still having to get paperwork together for another 2 agencies in order to help.
Oh. We'll reset this money. February 26th, 1:30. February 26th at 1:30.
26.
Yes. Do you have any questions for the court today, ma'am?
No.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
You're welcome.
You have a few others that are ready.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. We'll get you another.
Sugar.
for you.
Oh, no.
Who
right
else are
here.
you here for? Are you here for Herman?
I am.
On the record in the matter of Edward Rose Associates versus Jameson Rubio 24-06929. Jameson Rubio here?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, default can enter.
Yes, may I approach?
Yes,
Do you want the terms on the record?
that's up to you.
May I approach?
Yes. In the matter of Edward Rose Associates versus Danny Freeman 24-06930.
Here, Your Honor.
For the record.
Ronald Bach here for the plaintiff, Edward Rose Associates, Inc.
Okay, and I see Mr. Freeman is present in the courtroom.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, did you all resolve this?
We did. We agreed to entry of a consent judgment, Your Honor. At this time, the rent to retain is $4,960.58. $171.54 in costs for a total to retain $5,132.12. Thank you. No money judgment. We've the writ date, standard writ date of 1/27, as well as the appeal date of 1/27.
That's accurate as to how you want to proceed, sir. Is that accurate? You understand your right to have an attorney represent you at an eviction proceeding? You want to waive your right to an attorney? So anyone threatening you to get you to give these rights up? Okay. Counsel?
Approach.
Yes. You have 3 business days from today's date. If after you leave here, you realize you misunderstood the rights that you've just given up, you'll return to the court, you go to the clerk's office, you file a motion to set aside the judgment, and then you'll explain how you misunderstood your rights, okay? But that's within 3 business days. Do you have any questions about this consent judgment at this time? Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
No, Your Honor.
We'll get your copy in just a moment, sir. Yeah.
Latoya Jones.
Oh, you hear from Mr. Dowrick as well.
Yes.
Okay, Todd Dowrick versus Latoya Jones, 24-06615. Appearance, please.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. Ron Bachus with the claim.
Your name, ma'am? Today was the date that was scheduled for hearing, and this is for non-payment of rent. How are you resolving this matter?
We reached entry of consent judgment, Your Honor. Total to retain at this point with the cost $2,475.64. The date of 1/27 as well as the appeal date. The money judgment has been discounted, so it's $1,649.83.
That's accurate. How you want to proceed here? I'm sorry? Okay. You understand that you had a right to be represented by an attorney today? You want to give up that right to an attorney? You also had the right to proceed to trial on this matter, and you could have had a jury trial. You understood that right to trial? You want to waive your trial? Okay, so you want threatening you to get you to give these rights up? No. Yes. Treasurer will enter by consent where you pay the past due rent, $2,333.48, plus cost of $142.16 for a total $2,475.64. You'll pay that or vacate the property no later than the 27th of January. You have 3 business days from today's date. If once you leave here, you realize you misunderstood the rights that we discussed, you return to the court, request to have this judgment set aside, and then you'll explain how it was that you misunderstood your rights. Do you have any questions of the court today? No. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're all set.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Have a good one. Was it the fault? Mr. Cook, what do you have?
We have South Washington Park, we have Miss Atkins and Mr. Curtis. Miss Atkins is actually first. At 2:30.
File number 24-06802.
Yes.
Appearance for the record.
Engineer Jeff Kluge, appearing on behalf of plaintiff South Washington Park.
Okay, state your name for the record, ma'am. Okay, today was the date that was scheduled. This is for hearing for non-payment of rent. How are you resolving this?
You already had a chance to meet. We have a consent order for conditional dismissal that we signed. As of today's date, the rent owing is $2,865. Court costs $177.04. Total amount $3,042.04. Defendant is applying for agency, so plaintiff is giving the defendant until April 15th, 2025 to pay that amount. But as one condition, the defendant has to pay her monthly rent by the 5th each month.
That's accurate as to how you want to proceed. So you understood that you had the right to be represented by an attorney today. You're giving up that right? You also have the right to proceed to a trial in this matter. You're gonna give that right up as well today?
Yes.
Okay, the matter will be dismissed today upon the condition that you pay past due rent in the amount of $3,042.04. That includes rent and court costs, and that's for the rent accruing through the end of this month. It says you agree to pay rent by the 5th of each month, and the defendant agrees to pay the balance of $3,042.04 on or before April 15th, 2025. Partial performance will not satisfy this. That means you got to do exactly what you said you were going to do and pay all the amounts that you said you were going to pay as stated in this agreement. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
If you don't follow that, the plaintiff has the right to get a judgment against you and a writ to remove you from the property without noticing you of any further court date. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No.
We'll get your copy of the paperwork. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
No, Judge.
Oh, you're all set, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then South Washington Park versus Curtis Carter. 4-06828. Appearance.
Good afternoon, Jeff Kluge, appearing on behalf of plaintiff South Washington Park.
What's your name, sir?
Curtis Carter.
Okay, today was the date set for hearing for non-payment of rent. How we proceed?
You already had a chance to discuss in the hallway, and parties entered in a consent order conditional dismissal. Terms are, total rent due is $1,388, and that's through January 31st, 2025. Court costs are $177.04. Total amount due is $1,565.04. Defendant's going to pay $321.08 to the plaintiff on or before January 24th, 2025. We have a promise to pay from DHHS at $244, and then once defendant pays his $321.08, the city of Lansing will pay the balance of $999.96.
That's how you want to proceed, sir? You understood that you could be represented by an attorney today? You want to waive that right to be represented by an attorney? You also have the right to demand a trial and proceed to jury trial on this. Do you understand that, right? You want to give those rights up as well? Okay, so the matter can be dismissed today upon the condition that you pay $1,388 plus $177.04 for court costs, for a total of $1,565.04 for rent due through a time period ending in January 31st, 2025, that you'll pay $321.08 on or before the 24th of this month. DHHS will pay $244. City of Lansing will pay the balance. Partial performance will not satisfy this. That means that if you don't follow exactly how this is indicated in the paperwork, the plaintiff can request to have judgment entered against you without any future court date. You understand that? Do you have any questions? We'll get you a copy of the paperwork in just a moment, okay, sir? Any additional matters?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Same to you. What happened to this file? I might have accidentally deleted. See it.